Skip Murphy. Today, Rock TV, operation by theGraniteRock.com, the Hampshire Times blog site. And we are joined now by Gary Krupp and JaneGary1, as I was talking to the AFP folks who are out at the entranceway. It's like, I have all these New Hampshire folks, yesterday and today. They have to travel 800 miles just to get on Rock TV. It's just kind of strange to me that people would travel all this way just to come see the little old man. So, but I want to say thank you very much to Gary Krupp and to JaneGary1. Make sure that your mics are on. And thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
We love spending time with you, Skip.
Yeah, thanks, Skip.
Okay, you got to speak right into the front of the mic.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, that's better. All right, so you guys are here at Right Online, and hopefully you're having some fun.
Good stuff. Yeah.
What have you enjoyed the most here at Americans for Prosperity's Defending the American Dream Summit here in Washington, D.C.?
Yesterday morning we had a great session with...
Let's do this. There.
Got it. Yeah, James O'Keefe. This section was really good. James O'Keefe and what was her name? The whistleblower from Acorn. She was very good.
Oh, yes. Okay. Moncrief. I'm trying to remember her first name. Because I've interviewed her as well a couple of times.
Yeah, Anita Moncrief. Yeah, she was good. She was very good. And then John Fund was there as well.
John Fund, I've heard a few times. He writes very well. He seems to be moving around. He was a long-time columnist for the Wall Street Journal, and he does a lot of investigative reporting. And hopefully, you guys picked up some stuff.
We did good stuff on stealing elections, voter fraud, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we do have to admit that James O'Keefe was the impetus behind finally getting voter ID passed here in back up in New Hampshire. And that's because all he did was something really simple. He's really good at saying, where's the boundary between overlaps of what is said and what's the real? And just to show how in your face you can be with very little effort and just make it in your face. And I know people like Ed Mail of CNHT, Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers, for years has been amassing documentation about real voter fraud that has always been dismissed. But how do you argue against a quick little video?
It's great.
And the thing about James is that not only does he give out the little snippets, which we put up on GraniteRock, obviously, but he has the whole unedited video. Because so often, as in the case when he did the Planned Parenthood stuff, when he did the Acorn stuff, he did Teachers Going Wild. His latest one now is about let's dig a hole and fill it back in with the unions. You take something that seems just rather absurd, you videotape it, and look what happens.
Because they can see it. They can see the truth right there. Can't argue with it.
As much as they try, they can't, and they hate him for it, which I think is cool. And every time I say that, it just brings a smile to his face.
Well, what was great about that is I got to spend a couple of minutes before the session started and thanking him specifically for being the impetus for voter ID. I came and gave him a little bit of the story, and so he's happy to hear that because he's curious about what's going on since that video.
Oh yes, and in fact, Assistant Attorney General Dick Head.
That's right.
Has been trying to serve papers on him, thinking that he has broken laws.
Yeah.
And it's so not. And apparently now with the Kimberlin case that has been breaking in the blogosphere, I wouldn't expect you guys to know about this. He tried to get some information, some emails from an associate of Mr. Kimberlin, who was a convicted bomber who killed people about 20 years ago, and has been engaging in harassment against conservative bloggers to the point of getting them convicted in court of harassment and just using basically it's lawfare, using the laws against real people. Now they're starting to get thrown out. Now they're coming after him, and he's trying to play the victim card. But in the meantime, it shows how rampant things can get. Because shining a flashlight is what James O'Keefe does. And we try to do a little bit of that in Granite Grove. But anyways, let me change the subject. Jane, I know that you're running for
Belknap County, New
District
Hampshire.
8.
Yeah.
In District 8.
Yeah.
So you're here learning a lot about social media. And Gary, I cannot remember, are you running for anything?
No, I'm not running for anything now.
Okay.
Thankfully.
But are you learning stuff here as well?
Great stuff. I actually went to, so I'm involved in the school, I ran for school board, I'm involved in the school budget committee, and I went on to a great session yesterday on school choice and what states are doing, and good stuff, great stuff.
Yeah, in fact, we're one of the first in the nation to have that new law, which allows businesses, instead of paying taxes to the state, to turn that into tax credits, so that lower income parents can use that money to send their kids to different schools. In fact, yesterday we had, I'm trying to remember the name. Hold on. This is why I like the computer. Names. Hold on just a second. I want to say Leslie Heiner. And I remember Leslie Heiner of the Milton Foundation. That would be the Milton Friedman Foundation, who was always an advocate of basically freedom of choice for the parents to send their kids to school wherever. And as I've said yesterday, and I said again today, and I've said lots of times in the past, no child deserves a public education. Every child deserves a publicly funded education. So, I mean, I was on my budget committee for a couple of years. I know how this works. You have my sympathies.
Thanks.
So, specifically, what did you learn?
I would say specifically what I learned were more like affirmations of what I've kind of already held for a long period of time anyway. That school choice is a good thing, that the market has a better tendency to make even public school systems that are funded in that way better. And so the lady you spoke about from the Milton Friedman Foundation, she was one of the panelists as well.
Okay.
And so I just think that in general, what they gave was information. They have a book that they have online that has literally every single school choice program that exists in the United States, who's the POC for it, how it works, what the parameters are. And so I think that kind of thing is really good to know.
Okay. And you were kind of social media type stuff.
I was trying. I mean, I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I learned a little bit about things, the new like bulletin board social media things coming up. I don't even remember the names because they're in my notes in my room. But there were 3 or 4 of them, and learned about the importance of graphics taking infographics. I guess are the up and coming thing, that if you can take the words and rather than writing out the words, but use the graphic to summarize the words. Evidently, that's the big new thing coming, and people you hit a lot more people with that. When you use them. Of course, what was that? I would never have been able to figure even out what that was before this social media. We heard Michelle Malkin in that as well, and she talked about her Twitchy.com that she has started, and interesting stuff. I guess it's really all about just getting the information very specific, very pointed, and getting it out to as many people as fast as you can.
In some cases, it's called narrowcasting, which is basically a very small targeted audience for people for what you're looking for. For instance, I'm not sure that many people would want to listen to this particular broadcast because I'm talking to New Hampshire citizens about New Hampshire stuff. But that's okay because our audience is New Hampshire based. With the technology costs the way that they are, with the ability to combine the different advantages, I can narrowcast this to the people that it will make a difference for. You don't need the big, multi-million-dollar presses anymore. You don't need the big buildings and all the staffers. You don't even need. Basically, what you're looking at here is TV spread across 5 brands versus something like that. No, I don't have all the fancy gizmos and everything else. But then again, I have to spend millions of dollars on capital investment. And I have to spend millions of dollars in human costs as well.
And even more important, or I shouldn't say that. Maybe I'm, showing my beginning here, but my beginning attitudes about all of this. I think from every single workshop we've been in, we've been hit with the fact that as an activist, it's not about the big. It's about hitting the small a lot in whatever you talk about. And in specifically the social media event that I was at, a breakout session, their point was it doesn't matter if you have 6, people that will tweet a response to what you or 6 people that liked on Facebook. That as long as you just stay with it and get informed into the community, get sort of into the community and learn as you go, that the internet, because it's new and it's a great learning curve for everyone, don't worry about the numbers. Just keep going. And I'm hearing that same theme in every activist session that we're going to. Don't think big. It's the little that keeps building to get to what the big is all about.
Croc TV.